stay patient and don't worry about the 45 days. It's only, for the one I had was 7,800 to pass, and you have, I don't know, 30 something trading days. So you really don't need to make it all in the first day. You make a couple $100 a day, stay consistent, and you'll have no problem passing.
Welcome everybody to another funded trader of Trader Pool. Today with me, a new funded trader, Adam. Thanks for coming to this interview, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So congrats on passing the evaluation. You've been trading the extra buying power, meaning $160,000 of buying power. That's quite enough, right, to trade with?
Oh, yeah, more than enough, yeah.
Are you trading also your own account?
I do trade in my own account, yes.
Okay, it's roughly the same size, or is it a smaller one, a bigger one?
It was the same size, but my wife ended up going back to school, so I've depleted that account a little bit. So that's why I kind of looked at other options to stay in the same risk, so that my trading style didn't change at all. I was, used to that set risk, and just to keep going, keep progressing that way.
Nice. It's always interesting to see, because we get in guys that, trading like you, the 160K, the extra buying power, and then on their personal account, they got maybe 20 or 30,000 or even less than that. So it's always interesting to see, the dynamic between trading $20,000 and let's say $100 risk per trade or something, comparing to now that you actually can take a couple of hundreds, even 1,000 per trade to risk. So interesting to see that. But you're saying it was roughly the same.
Pretty close, yeah, roughly the same. I tried to keep it that way so that I felt if I went too small for me personally, maybe I wouldn't take the trades as serious. So I tried to keep it the same, like it was my own account, my own. If I'm losing money, it's my money type thing. And then that way, keep my head in the game a little bit, try and keep my strategy the same, partialing the same, everything like that.
Yeah, and I went over the account that you passed, the evaluation. It's great to see that someone is actually trading, focusing on 1-2 stocks, right? You're trading mostly NVDA and Tesla. And
yes,
this is a refreshing, because I'm used to seeing a lot of small caps traders. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you get to that point?
So I'd look at mainly big name stocks, some that will move. I'd like to get my consistency up a little bit, but I'm looking for mainly smaller moves, couple R here and there type thing. I look at mainly Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Meta, those kind of big names, depending on the day. If there's news on Google or something, maybe Google.
Yeah.
I don't normally trade any sort of small caps, and then I trade based on the Camarilla Pivots, and throw in PDC in there depending on rejection, or just depending on how that goes. Yeah, I'm looking for stuff that moves a little bit. I don't, the odd time I'll trade the SPY or the Qs, but cheaper stocks like Nvidia now will move more than the SPY and Qs most days. Some days are slow, but you can buy more shares that way. So that's kind of what I stick to.
This is something that you always did from the get-go, trading those big techs. Never did like small, mid-cap.
Oh, I did when I first started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. About 4 years ago, I traded some small caps, and I found it was really hard to control my risk, because either I would trade and get stuck in a halt, and there is no getting out once it starts going. Exactly. So I moved to big caps. Orders fill easier for me. I just find it's a little more controlled.
Nice. So I'm going to share your dashboard. For those of you not familiar with that, every trader that joined Trader Pool got his own dashboard to see the progress. Okay, so this is the evaluation, Adam evaluation. Like I said, the extra buying power, 160K. The target was 7,800. Max loss, daily loss, that you have, set of rules that you need to stay within those parameters. And some stats, interesting stats below it as well. NVIDIA, the best day. Risk reward is good, 2.2. Success rate, 37%. I guess that's a tough one to handle, right? Mentality side. Tell me a little bit about that, because you know you take 10 trades and you only win 3.7 out of them. How does it feel?
As long as my risk reward's okay, I should be profitable. I would like to get that closer to 50. I mean, obviously higher the better, but if you're getting 1 to 2.2 with 50, it's obviously a lot higher. If you're getting 1 to 1, you obviously have to be quite a bit over 50 to be a profitable trader. I know you can see there I was pretty close to my max loss here earlier.
Yeah.
I do have a full-time job as well, and a lot of it, I don't know if it was the time frame, me worried about, getting enough trades in for my style, but I was forcing a lot of trades. And then I sat down on I don't understand what's happening. I'm profitable on my main account, my own individual account, and I'm struggling here. And I kind of broke it down to being the time frame, being under that pressure of trying to get, that profit target in the 45 days. And then when I realized that that's, 33 days of trading, or however it works out depending on when you sign up,
Yeah.
my risk is generally around 300, depending on my entry where the fill is. It could be a little bit more because my stops are normally specifically under those pivots. And really, it's only 1 hour a day. So I mean, it's definitely doable. I think it just took me, I had to sit down and, get my mind around it. It was more of a mental block for me. I was forcing too many trades. Then once I got that, I mean, of course you're going to have some bad days, but overall it went pretty good after that.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, what you just mentioned is gold, because knowing how to detach yourself from the 45 days that you have to pass, and the daily loss, the daily pause that you have, all of those things from time to time might be a little bit harder to handle at first. And once you understand that, okay, I'm just trading regardless of the profit target. And this is something I did many years. Once I understood that, I did that many years. Just delete the P&L from my account, right? Delete the P&L window. So I'm just trading and focusing on executing the right trade, finding the right setup, executing, managing the trade. Once you do that and your focus is over there, then you can actually get to that goal without watching and every pips, and actually looking, okay, I need to make that within 45 days. So that was super important what you just mentioned. You had a few fallbacks, right? Nice pullbacks here when you reached that 4,000 mark, dropped all the way to 700. Do you remember what happened there?
That one I'm not sure. I think as I was getting closer, I was trying to trade on my phone as well while I was at work, which is never my regular setup here. I got 3 monitors. I have all the information I need. Yes, I mean, people can trade on their phone, but for me, it's not what I'm used to. It doesn't work for me. And I was, once again, I mean, I was trying to force it, trying to, oh, I'm only 3,000 away from the target,
Yeah.
and took those pullbacks. And then it's a learning process when you're trying to, time and a set number. Normally, I don't have any set numbers in my head that I just try and be consistent, and whatever I get to, I get to. There is no profit targets in my normal day, but
Nice. Yeah, makes sense. And like you said earlier, it's mostly on the mental side of it, right? If you're not used to trade from phone, if you're trading from work, if you broke out with your girlfriend, stuff like that, those kind of elements will affect your trading. Just focus on your trading in the best place that can, create the best outcome for you. So, alrighty. Let's go into a little bit about your trades. I see you made like 126 trades. Our minimum is 20, but you did well above it. Tell me just a little bit about the strategy. What is it that you're looking for? Let's say we're taking NVIDIA from the other day, like a week ago. What exactly are you looking for? How do you handle it?
so one of my main, so I use mainly the Camarilla Pivots, and then I look at the ratio between the day-to-day, just a 2-day pivot relationship, and which one, that one's a long position. So that one was probably, without looking at the exact chart, S3 on the Camarillas was probably that day. And my normal move would be from S3 to R3 is one of the main strategies that I use. So that was probably one of those. I would assume if it's a long position, it's normally at S3.
So you're taking a long position from S3 to 2, basically?
S3 normally to R3, and then I probably, without going into detail on that one, I probably partialed somewhere around PDC or somewhere along the line based on where my profit was at that point. I normally try and get a partial in and then put my stop to break even, and then I go from there. So some of them you'll see, like a lot of my losses are right around the 300, and some of even the wins are around 300 if I partialed and then it came back and stopped me at break even. It'll just be a 1 hour move.
Like this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And any other parameters that you're using? Let's say a stock dropped to S2 or S3. What is it that you're looking for besides the support?
I'll also look at the orders. I do have book maps as well. I watch book maps, see if, the ladder's top side, downside, where the volume's coming in. Sometimes, that move will keep going down to, S6. And if you're not in it early, then, wait for that reversal. Maybe it heads to S6 and you can try there. It really just depends on where it opens and the order flow.
And besides the pivot, are you using any type of indicators, moving averages?
Yeah, I do use some moving indicators as well. I'll use the 9 and the 20. I'll keep an eye depending on where they stack up. If they've flipped, the 9 to 20, and just VWAP. I don't try to congest too much on the chart.
Alrighty, you already have your funded account, and I saw that it's in profit of 1,000 or so, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So keep at it, and maybe we'll do another interview after the payout.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Best of luck. And for those of you guys who want to check us out, go to tradeapool.com, and maybe you will be the next one to be interviewed. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.